The camp was built over the winter of 1986-87. My parents built the camp. The site was originally a Hudson Bay trading post. It was the first inland trading post for the Hudson Bay Company. It was called Osnaburg House.
And these here, this is what the fuss was all about.
It was established in 1786 and ran right through into late 50s, early 60s, and it was abandoned then when they put the road through into Pickle Lake, and the store for the whole operation really was moved to the highway.
And that device is called Pickle-Lake.
My parents knew about the property. They'd come out here and camped and canoed out, and they fell in love with the history, and they really wanted to revitalize this area and had to find kind of an economically viable way of doing that. They knew there was good fishing in the lake, so they said, let's start a fishing camp.
I noticed they catch a lot of fish in here when they're biting. I noticed with their little clickers and stuff. I mean, it's like, yeah, that was a pretty good day. I don't know if that was a day or the week or what it was.
Yeah, we have some crazy days up here for sure where, you know, it's down, up almost as fast as you can get your bait back down there. But yeah, it can be absolutely phenomenal for numbers up here.
Yeah, no, I'm up with Matt Strumpf. He's going to run us around, give us a little feel of the lake and some, you know, clear running paths, because a lot of these lakes are not really that well marked. So you do have to be careful wherever you're at.
Yeah, none of the hazards are marked, so,
yeah.
But they are still present.
Yeah, they're still present? All right, let's roll.
First and foremost, Lake St. Joe is a massive, massive lake. It's 90 miles long from tip to tip, about 20 miles wide in the widest spot.
Okay.
I don't think she's massive by any means, but
okay.
she's a nice fish.
There we go. Come here. Oh, there you go.
We have a full complement of guide staff.
That's a good one.
Yeah, not a bad
Beautiful
fish at all.
Yeah, you
Nice
could tell that as soon as
thick
you set the hook on it, that's a better
Yeah,
one.
that's a little bit better one, that's for sure, yeah.
There you go.
As far as the structure of the lake, it's relatively shallow. There's some deep holes, but for the most part, it's around the 40-foot, 50-foot mark.
And this lake, the way this thing is laid out, it's incredible how big this thing is. And the way it's laid out, there's, you know, big expansive flats of, you know, anywhere from shallow water to 20, 30, 40 foot of water, multiple shelves. So I mean, the carrying capacity in a lake like this is just unbelievable.
Lots and lots of habitat. We really don't have any unproductive parts of the lake.
And that's not even really a biggie, that's just a nice one.
There's tons and tons of structure, a lot of long fingers and bays, lots of rock outcroppings, which is another reason why guides are so popular here. It's a treacherous lake to navigate, but that makes it quite exceptional for fishing.
There's so many of those, they're uncountable.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I had a guest last week, they called them a standard OP, a standard old post, to be like a 20-inch walleye out here kind of thing, right?
On a good day, I mean, to have 150 walleyes in the boat on a day is not uncommon. We have a group that comes up here. They've been coming up here for 10 years, and every year they keep track of how many walleyes they catch. They don't even count the northerns. And this year they hit 10,000. It's a group, 2 couples, 4 people, 10,000 fish over 10 years.
First day out on the water, Lake St. Joe. It's been interesting. Matthew's given us a little bit of just an inkling of what the opportunities are, and it's been fun, no question about it. Beautiful fish. We'll get her back in the water. Gorgeous. Look at the big wide body, huh?
Yeah.
Oop, there he is. Ooh, oh boy, that's a good walleye. That's a big one.
Okay, we'll get the scoop, sir.
Maybe that's a pike.
The way this is moving.
If it's a walleye, it's a good one. This is such an incredible fishery. I mean, just the sheer numbers of fish, it's just amazing. This has got to be a big pike.
Whatever it is, it looks fun.
What's sort of incredible about this fishery, I mean, we've literally, Over the last couple of days, we fished so many different spots. Every spot you go to, there's fish on. I mean, it's just amazing. Just the sheer number of fish that are in this watershed. Wow.
Oh, it's a big pike. It's a big pike.
It's out of here.
Yeah, real big one. And he's hooked perfect.
Is he?
Yeah, it's right in the side. You're not gonna, he won't sniff you.
Yeah, good one. Yeah. Come here, buddy. Look at that. That's a wide bite.
That's what we're talking about. And look at that, the hook popped right out, that barbless.
Yeah, let's see this guy. That's one thing. I know some buddies used to come up here years ago, and they came up here and told me this is the absolute best drive-to big pike fishery. And based on our experience that we've been out here, the little time we've been out here, I can tell you one thing, there's a bunch of these guys in here. There you go, look at that thing. Beautiful pike. Boy, look at that thing. We should measure this guy here.
Let's do it.
I'd say this is close to a 40.
I would agree with you.
Let's see.
We got a ruler right on the net here.
There we go.
You're
41 inches.
Okay, there you go.
Lake St. Joe, boy, there's so many of these fish in here. It's just incredible. We'll get her back in the water. She fought really good. Yeah, give me a little.
Take a still here.
Wow. You can see the length of it. What a beautiful animal, though. Come on. There we go. Wow. This is our actually second day out on Lake St. Joe. Yesterday we went out with Matt, one of the lead guides for the lake. We had a fabulous day in the water, as I was saying, on how many fish we caught, because it was amazing, because every spot you pull up on, you catch fish. It's the weirdest thing in the world is the depth of the population of fish in this lake. To me, it's a very, very fertile body of water with all these big rivers coming in here.
Oh yeah, nice one.
Yep.
Real nice fish.
When you're talking 90 miles, you know, from one end to the other, as well as just the sheer number of islands, reefs, weed beds, rock piles.
This gorgeous walleye. I'd imagine we are gonna catch plenty of these today.
And not only that, which is really interesting, is this is like a designated wilderness lake, so there's a limited number of individuals that fish this lake the entire year. There's only like, what is it, 1,200 people?
1,700.
1,700 people fish this lake throughout the course of a year.
There he is. Catch one, unhook it, pitch it back out, catch another. You just repeat that process.
It's one of your favorite activities.
All day. It's just
I know.
Unbelievable the amount of fish. And actually yesterday, while James was with Matt, I followed these guys out. Oh, well, there he goes. I followed these guys out in the bass boat, and I was doing two things. I was getting a safe trail, safe travel routes, but the second thing I was doing a little poking around. And every single spot I looked at, I caught walleyes, and actually caught over 100. I mean, it is unbelievable how many fish are in this lake.
So we just sauteed down some mushrooms and onions. We're gonna lay our fish down in the bottom of the pan, bring our veggies back on top. We're gonna hit it with a signature Old Post steamed fish spice back on the fire, and it gets a nice steam or a nice poach on the walleyes.
Amory, Wisconsin is my home. I've come up to Lake St. Joe, to the Old Post, I think looking back probably since 1998 or 97. My two sons were in middle school at the time, and after that first trip, I think I got hooked. It's been just a tremendous place for us to come to, and I've met folks up here that I never dreamed of meeting, and they're my Lake St. Joe friends when we're up here. My family has come up as well. We've got 3 generations. I'm the grandpa now. My son continues to come. 2 of my grandkids came this last time, one 11 and one 8. There's structure, there's big fish, there's volumes of lots of fish. I can't say anything more and anything better about it.
There's one.
Oop. Ooh, there you go. What's that?
This one's a little better.
Definitely.
Oh, it's a pike.
Pike?
Yeah. Nicer one.
Is it?
Yeah. Gotta like that. Right there is why you need a smooth drag. Let me tell you, this Daiwa Fuego is exactly that. Because I'm using pretty light line for these walleyes, and when you run into something big with teeth, you gotta have a good drag to play him. Let's see what we got here. I know it's a big pike. I'm not sure how big, but he's nice. Oh yeah, I'll take the scoop on him.
Okay, I was wondering, you're not saying
No,
much.
well,
and I'm like,
I
okay.
wasn't sure, wasn't sure.
Like the big scoop or the mini
I'll
scoop?
take the big scoop.
You
He's
will,
not huge,
okay.
but he's nice.
You're gonna get the real scoop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because I got light line, make it a lot easier to net him.
It will.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for your 42-inch.
I know, he's not that, but he's not, you know what, he's fun bycatch.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there you go. Come here. Oh. Come on. Oh. Oh.
All right.
See, there you go.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay.
All right, come here, buddy. Gorgeous northern pike. Once I get this guy back, I'll kind of show you the rod I've been using because it's been working for everything. And we've used a ton of different presentations to catch these fish. Fire this guy back. Oh, wow. He was ready. He was charged up and ready. So, you know, I caught that pike walleye fishing, and I'm gonna talk about the walleye setup I've been using because we've been catching these walleyes a number of different ways. And I've got the St. Croix Avid Series 7-foot medium power fast action. And this rod can really do it all, right? Whether you wanna drag live bait, whether you wanna swim plastics. I mean, you can do so many different things with this. It's got a sensitive tip, loads up to some really nice backbone, and as you can see, I mean, it can handle big fish like northern pike. I've got it paired up with a Daiwa Fuego. Now this is the new Fuego in a 2500 size. Super, super smooth drag. I mean, like you see, handles that fish. I mean, comes out like nothing, it's awesome. Got it spooled up with some Suffolks 832, 10-pound test, and a bright neon, and then I've got an FG nut with about an 8-foot, 10-pound Suffolks fluorocarbon leader, and then down right there to the new VMC tungsten jig with the Big Bite Bait Suicide Shad. And Lake St. Joseph's got a special rig where it's single hook and barbless. So this Big Bite Bait Suicide Shad's a great option.
Since we've been out on Lake St. Joe, we've been catching them at all different depth levels, everywhere from about 4 to 6 foot to as deep as 25 to 30. But for the mid-range and deeper fish, probably one of the most efficient means to do that is with what we term as jig trolling. It's relatively simplistic. You put a 3/8 ounce jig and some type of soft plastic body on there, and we're gonna move along at like 0.5 to 0.8 miles an hour. And a lot of times we're suspending the bait 2-3 feet off the bottom, which really minimizes getting hung up a lot. Oop, look at those guys. We're gonna get bit in a matter of 10 to 15 seconds. We're gonna get a nibble here, I would say. I was gonna say, there's no way he's not gonna bite it. Nice one too, look at that. Boy, you really lunched it. That guy there was about 4 feet off, 5-6 feet off the bottom. I lifted it up, I lifted the bait up and just was dragging it. Come here, buddy. Come here, come here.
You know, right now we're on Lake St. Joseph up in northern Ontario. And we do have a map, but like a lot of northern Ontario lakes, it's not super accurate. And there's really been 2 things we've been doing to help combat that. So I'm gonna show you right here. So the 2 things we've been doing is saving our track every day, and the second has been high-speed scanning. And this really applies for any lake in northern Canada that's not super accurately mapped. And when we've been saving our track, what we've been doing is the first day, I was in the bass boat following Matt and Jimmy around. And every spot we went to, I'd drop waypoints, and at the end of the day, I went into our Helix and I saved that chart because I knew we had a safe travel route to get back and forth to these spots. And the other thing I've been doing is when we've been going across these spots, we're typically going at speeds between 15 and maybe 25 miles an hour. And what you can do is you can high-speed scan as you're going by. And what we're looking for is bottom composition changes, rock piles, and humps that are just kind of out in the middle. And how you see that is with the 2D. And if you can look here, you see we've got this soft green bottom. and then all of a sudden it starts getting hard red and shooting up, and that's a hard to soft bottom transition out here. So it's a good way to find spots in between these areas. And it really helps up here in northern Canada where, again, you don't have super accurate maps. Ooh. Ooh. Mm. Nice one.
That's a sporty one. Look at that guy. Whoa. Realistically, when you look at for pike fishing in this type of situation, you don't really need a lot of lures, but you need a couple of the right ones, that's for sure. And one is being a spoon, what Jake has been catching the majority of his fish on. I've been catching them on an inline spinner as well as a spoon. And each one of these lures have a specific condition where that bait could be beneficial to, to catch fish. Right now we're over a relatively shallow mixed weed and rock flat. For deeper water situations, a big swim bait or a 1/2 ounce lure like this here, a 6 to 8 inch fluke, or a big minnow profile bait can be really highly effective for dropping down when you're seeing the fish along deeper rock ledges. And then we are also caught some fish on something like a big safety pin spinner bait. When you look at this bait here, what this is really beneficial for is when you're getting in those really dense, deep weed beds, when the weeds are probably, anywhere from 8 to 12 foot of water, but really thick. This bigger bait, it moves slower. You want that bigger vibration because a lot of times the fish will be sitting deeper in the weeds and you're trying to call them up out of there. But you don't need a lot of baits, but you do definitely need a couple of the right ones. The old Blue Fox spinner is not a bad one. And the spoon is about as standby as it comes when it comes to Canadian fishing for big pike. No question about that. We got a, what have you been throwing, that Matrix?
Yep.
The Blue Fox Matrix spoon.
One thing we've really noticed up here on Lake St. Joseph is the size of the spots are incredible, right? We're fishing weed beds that are a mile long. And it's really important to have baits that can cover water quickly so you can fish these spots efficiently, right? Right now Jimmy's got an inline spinner, I'm fishing the spoon, and we're able to cover a lot of water, hit this spot quickly and move on to the next one. And that's kind of the name of the program here until you really get them dialed in.
Oop, got him.
Got him?
Yep.
Better?
Mine is a better one because you know what it is? It's a walleye. Get on these flats, it's just everything is everywhere. Not a biggie. Huh.
There's one.
But there you go.
Yep, this is better.
Better one?
Yeah.
There you go.
There he is. Just wolf that
There you
spoon.
go. That's a better one.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Come in. Oh, come in. There we
Thank
go.
you, sir.
There you go.
Look at
Okay.
that.
Oh,
The
look at
barbless
that.
popped right
That's
out.
what you thought. That's
My hero.
What?
We've had an awesome week here at Hold Post Lodge on Lake St. Joseph, catching hundreds of walleye and big pike like this. And I can say this for sure, James and I will definitely be back.
Hey, I'm getting ready to go in for my annual wellness physical. Now I know what the doctor's gonna do. I go through the whole drill. They do the blood work, they do this, my eyes, ears, I've been to the dentist, I've been to the eye people. I'm doing now I'm to him for my last checking all the different boxes. And I feel pretty good. I'm not expecting anything negative. But when I go in there, this happened last year. And we go in and he's kind of telling me, well, you kind of watch this, Al, some of these things are a little bit off here. And then, on your diet. Now, I like pasta. I admit I like pasta. He says, you could cut back on a little bit of that stuff. And I said, okay, I'll cut back on the pasta. I like mashed potatoes and gravy. He said, you might want to cut back a little bit on the mashed potatoes and gravy. Kind of watch what you're eating. You're healthy, we want to keep you that way. Then he got the breads. Bread. I said, now we got a problem. I didn't care too much. I can handle the pasta, I can handle the potatoes. I like bread. I like a lot of different kinds of bread, and I like it toasted. It's good. You put all kind of stuff on it. And I have it with steak, I have bread with everything. I'll take it with everything, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I like bread. And I told him, I'm gonna follow Jesus' wellness plan. And it's simple. Him and his team did really good. They ate a lot of bread, they ate a lot of fish, and they eat a lot of fruit. I'm gonna stick with his program, and I bet you I'm gonna do pretty good when you see me next year. Well, we'll see when I go in and talk to him again. Bread, fish, fruit. Everything you gotta know about life is in this book, man. Jesus got the answers for all of it, even what you eat. I had to share that with you. A little bit of humor, but a little bit of seriousness behind it too. Hey, from all of us here at The Edge, have a good, safe fishing season. We'll see you on the water.
Closed captioning is provided by Smooth Moves, adjustable boat seat suspensions for a smoother ride. This segment is brought to you by Wavy Label Eyewear. Backed by a lifetime warranty, we see what others don't.
We are loaded for bear. We got pikes.
There's so many different ways to fish for walleye. Dependability and efficiency.
Simple, fast, and easy.
The best rods on the planet. They like to eat when you're throwing the right thing.
You don't have all bluebird flat calm days.
Just a perfect eating size fish.
See, that's what I'm talking about, these Daiwa drags.
We got walleye stuff, we got crappie stuff, we got pike stuff.
This boat is rigged up about as nice.
Easy to use, and it flat out works.
It's a must-have when you're talking about big waves. Well, these trout are so darn tough.
Incredible 11-year warranty.
So that was on a number 8 Shad Rap.
Your style of boat control is really key.
One that was there from the very beginning.
You want to be able to see in the water.
The adventure begins.